money that I collected. It's honorable that brought to
contribution to Nigerian peace.
Me, I want name all of now. Look at this.
But there comes a time when you want to take steps every day to make this country a better place.
And the new Nigeria is
education is telling them it's time to change.
All colors, shades, angles, and perspectives can be overwhelming in our present world of information overload. This is introducing Ground Zero. Ground Zero is a current affairs discussion phone-in program covering topical issues in the polity. The program is a platform for an in-depth analysis of trending issues by professionals, authorities in various fields, analysts, and key actors in the polity. Ground Zero gives the listener an opportunity to contribute to the discussion via phone call, SMS, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. From the conservatively serious to the ridiculously funny, Ground Zero accommodates them all. Professionals, urban contemporary businessmen and women, policymakers, public service workers, students, artisans, traders, and the in-between. Ground Zero comes up from 5 to 6 p.m. every Tuesday and Friday on Invicta FM and 5 to 6 p.m. every weekday on Procyon Radio and Television. Ground Zero is a production of the Procyon Media. Tune in.
The program is Ground Zero and it's coming to you live from the media center of Procyon Radio right here in Kaduna. Procyon Radio is a convergence media organization where we do radio and television together. And Ground Zero is one of our flagship programs and it's coming to you every Tuesdays and of course every Fridays. My name is Ehis Agbon and this day, the 17th day of January 2023, we'll be looking at these trending issues and I'm sure everybody knows that by now politics is what's on the lips of everybody and everybody wants to know what's happening in the polity and Ground Zero is set to do just that for you. We, on the program today, will be looking at these snippets. First, Keyamo issues security agency 72 hours ultimatum to arrest Atiku. The second snippet, Jagaban Army, PDP campaign calls for Tinubu's arrest. And the third item that I'll be looking at is Baptist Boys High School at Abeokuta at 100, a Centenary celebration. These are the three snippets I'll be looking at on the program today, and I'm sure that together we'll all rub minds and be able to get the best out of this. Now, before I get to introduce my guests, I'd like to let you know that you can be a part of the program by joining us either through calling into the program or if you go to our social media handles. And I'll tell you that we are on almost all of the social media handles. We have a unified handle, and our unified handle is Procyon RTV. Procyon is spelled Procyon RTV. That's Procyon RTV. That's the handle for the program. On YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Just search for Procyon RTV. And you'll be able to view us, listen to us, or see us as the case may be. And of course, you can also go to the program specific Twitter handle, that's Ground0247. Ground0247. You'll also be able to add your voice to the conversation once you get to that handle. And for those that want to drop voice notes, you just go to your WhatsApp, compose your voice note and send it to 0809 4646206. That's 0809 4646206. That's where you will send your voice note to, and let's get talking. Okay, now let's look at the guests that we have on the program today. On the program today, we have Mathias Tsado is the Director of Research and Strategy, Niger State PDP Presidential Campaign Management Committee. It's already seated in the studio here with us. Matthias, you are welcome to Ground Zero.
Thank you so much.
All right. Also on the program today, we have Musa Bala. He's a farmer, a political analyst, and of course, he's a political scientist by training. He will join us any minute from now. Same thing with Odeh Akatu, who is a media analyst, and Folorunso, who is a publisher and a political analyst. They would all be joining us any minute from now. But first, let's look at details of what we'll be talking about today. Meanwhile, this program, Ground Zero, is it's a network transmission that you're listening to it on Procyon Radio and also Invicta 98.9 FM. It's actually a Procyon Radio production airing on Procyon Radio and Invicta 98.9 FM. And looking at our first snippet today, more details in respect of the first snippet. Keyamo issues security agencies 72 hours ultimatum to arrest Atiku. And this actually happened just yesterday, where he demanded that the presidential candidate of the opposition People's Democratic Party, PDP, Atiku should be immediately arrested and prosecuted for allegedly fleecing the nation's funds using Special Purpose Vehicle, SPV, between 1999 and 2007. Also, the demand was made at a World Press Conference by the joint media directories of the Campaign Council in Abuja, addressing newsmen. The chief spokesman and director of public affairs, Festus Keyamo, son, alleged Atiku committed many infractions of the law and should be invited to possible prosecution, rather. And that's the first snippet, details of the first snippet. The second one, which is rather worrisome, not only to political actors, but most Nigerians should be worried about this, unless, of course, it is not what is meant to be. Okay, let's look at details of it. Okay, the People's Democratic Party Presidential Campaign Council has called for the arrest and questioning of the All Progressive Congress APC presidential candidate Bala Tinubu, and the call is for allegedly forming a uniform squad codenamed Jagaban Army. Kola Olobodion, spokesperson of the campaign directorate, described the Jagaban Army as a treasonable act and called for the arrest of Tinubu, alleging that the army is meant to disrupt the 2023 general election and also to generally cause problem and havoc during the elections, and that is why they are calling out for this. For me particularly, my interest in all of this particular snippet was that yesterday evening the social media was already on fire. The Twitter street was getting very rowdy, and there was something that actually caught my interest: the fact that the Jagaban Army was described also as Hitler's brown coats. Those were the foot soldiers of Hitler that were part of the Nazis' arrangement then, and they were the ones that were actually going into the communities and bringing out people and dealing with them. Okay, also, can you come and adjust this microphone from Malam Musa Bala that has just stepped into the studio now? All right, okay, just there, yeah. That is the interest in all of this for me. That is the interest in all of this for me. So I would want us to look at all of these things dispassionately and see how we can tidy all of this, because yes, there's tension in the land, But like as he said in the local parlance, say hunger day no mean say make person go chop winch.
Sure.
That's one language in local parlance. Hunger day no mean say we'll go chop winch. That we are in political season does not mean that we should go for the throat of each other.
Sure.
It's all politics and it's all good for everybody. Whoever wins, Nigeria is still Nigeria. We don't have to burn down the country because we want our person to be in place. And like I would describe all of this season of call for arrest. Keyamo wants security agents to arrest Atiku, and also PDP campaign is calling for the arrest of Tinubu. The only snippet here that is neutral is one that is dear to my heart, which is the one for Baptist Boys High School that's 100 years old, and the fact that our former president, who is also an old student of our association, Baptist Boys High School, Abeokuta Old Student Association, was able to trek for 18 kilometers. And it's older than all of these our presidential candidates that we are claiming are old men, but he could trek for 18 kilometers. Well, when we get to that point, we'll talk about that. But now let's come to all of this. This call for arrest. I would want us in this discussion, we'll not separate the two first snippets. We'll look at them together because the first person is calling for the arrest, the second person is calling for the arrest. They are all presidential candidates. I would like to start from, before I start from anybody, for those that are not watching us and for those that are just listening to us, Folorunso is already in the studio with us. Folorunso, good evening and welcome to Ground Zero.
God bless you. I'm glad to be here.
And also Musa Bala is also already with us in the studio. Musa Bala, you're welcome to Ground Zero.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ehis. Good evening, listeners around Kaduna and all over the country.
Okay, let's hope that before the end of the program, Mike Odeh Akatu would also be in the studio with us. All right, we'll go straight to Mathias. This call for arrest, looking at the two calls and generally, first, what's your take in respect of this?
Thank you so much for having me again this evening. I believe that we're in this season. The last time I was here, we did mention that our politics, it gets very dirty, and that the players of this political system, they have over the years designed a system that keeps revolving and taking the same shape. In 2000 and the build up to 2015, there was nothing that we did not see in Nigerian politics.
Yeah.
We saw where they made coffins of the sitting president, where they burned buses. So much violence in the streets of Nigeria simply because of the fact that we were in the political season. The INEC, with the Electoral Act, had tried to address these issues, that we should stay on the message. But you see, what I don't understand is that in a society that is bedeviled with all manner of negative things, with so much problems, with so much trouble, that we would add politics to become another thing that will create more troubles for us. I think it's unnecessary. I think both calls are unnecessary, whether from PDP and from APC. I think they are not. It's at this point, we do not need these things. There is a way that the politicians could go about with their message. For instance, the conversation around the leaked tape of my presidential candidate and the presidential candidate of People's Democratic Party. The first assignment will be for the security apparatus in the country to get to that young man, carry out a thorough investigation. It is their responsibility to be able to say, okay, we have found that these things are actually reasonable for us to call the presidential candidate and ask him to come and answer some questions. It is not the political party's responsibility to go and be calling for the person to be all that they are trying to do. And I say this because I am very passionate about this country. I believe that we are looking for a better country. I believe that we are looking for a society that works for generations to come. And so for that reason, when I see people, whether you are in my political party or you are in another political party, and you are trying to be destructive, I will not stand there and watch you do it without raising my voice. So I think the call, particularly from the APC, because it was more of an outcry that was not necessary, and then the attitude, the manner with which the sitting minister of the federal government went about doing these issues clearly that as a society, there is no law and order, there is no discipline, that if everybody is just behaving anyhow you want, you see somebody like Barrister Festus Keyamo. You have a heavy responsibility on you. You are being fed or paid by taxpayers' money at this point. You are not expected to take such kind of responsibility of coming out to go and trigger something that have the capacity to cause a very unnecessary crisis in the country. Then the same thing for the PDP. Yes, if the candidate of a political party is forming a militia group, all you need to do is to write to the appropriate authorities, inform them that this is what you have seen, and put your concerns there, not necessarily calling a press conference. So I don't buy into that attitude. I don't like the idea. Politics should be about you selling your idea for the people to pick you or pick the other person, not you trying to bring down the other person so that they will see you, or you destroy the credibility of the other person because citizens should prefer you to the other person. I don't believe that that's the way we should do politics, and it's not good for our politics. We are making progress. Let's allow this progress. Let's allow it to get to a level whereby we will get to the society. We will build a society that becomes similar to the other societies we today envy around the world.
Okay, we'll come to before we come to Olu, I'd like to go to Musa and Bala. Still in the same vein, the get him down, destroy him attitude of our politicians. At this point in time, is it the route to go? And even if they will go that route, how should they go about it?
Well, it's a sad development actually, to not only to Nigeria but any country in the whole world. This thing have started where it only faced from 2015. We're looking at it as if it will go down, but unfortunately it keeps growing, and it's so sad that some Nigerians, or can I even say majority of Nigerians, are more interested in character assassination of politicians rather than what they can do.
That's right.
For the society.
Right.
We give so much preference to all these things. And if you look at our system very well, arresting any one of them at this stage
would also cause
spell doom. It carries a lot of weight, a lot of meaning. It's so sad that there are a lot of allegations on almost all our top politicians, uncountable allegations, and the regulated authority that need to do the needful, just keep silent. Whenever there's heavy allegation on anybody, it is the responsibility of the authority concerned to ensure that thorough investigation is carried out to prove you right or wrong. So allowing all these things to be going over time is what has led us to this level. And if not checked, honestly, things will be too bad for us. Even at this current dispensation, not talk of this administration. So, but I will still want to call on Nigerians that it's high time we start shopping for. There is nobody that is 100% clean.
Yeah.
But there are people that we know with proven integrity
over time
that you hardly find them in any one of these dirty deals. If you look at the candidate of PDP, he has so many allegations on his head, starting with the one that's coming from Obasanjo, his former boss, up to the time that he wrote a book on him, and even the confession he too made about the $16 billion power project that they gave to people have done nothing. If you look at that of APC candidate, there's an allegation that he pocketed Lagos. At the same time, there's so many volume bands who used to go to his house. And of recent, some people are calling him that there's this allegation on his head that he is dealing on drugs. And when you come to Peter Obi, the same thing, that he's still allegiance to IPOP movement. He has cornered Anambra State money into his personal property and so on and so forth. None of these allegations I mentioned that the authority concerned verify and give verdict whether it is true or not.
Yeah.
And the three of them made it to the last. Made it to be presidential candidate now. So between these three candidates I mentioned, definitely, from the look of things, one of them will be the next Nigerian president. It means we're in trouble already. No, to be very sincere, we're in trouble. Calling for Atiku arrest over that allegation of his age is uncalled for. And at the same time, this Yoruba Nation Jagaban Army. Is it? So it's no longer Yoruba Nation again.
No, it's a different
Jagaban Army. But we know Yoruba Nation. I'm just hearing of Jagaban Army to do what?
They are his boys.
Militia. Well, whatever, let there be investigation. But for me, I would say maybe it's another distraction altogether. Because I still believe, Mr. Ehis, take it from me, any one of them, I believe 100% without any iota of doubt that this country is greater than any one of them.
Yes, definitely.
And none of them will do his wish. Nigerians' eyes are now,
open.
More open than ever. And the sensitivity we attach to political happening in this country. There is a journalist that said that our politicians, many of them open our eyes now, so that next time nobody will come and start giving us excuses. People that are afraid of talking before are not talking.
Yeah.
This thing we are doing now, it wasn't possible in 1999. When Obasanjo came, people were still afraid of Obasanjo as if he was a military head of state. So please, Nigerians, I want to call on Nigerians, let us stick to quality of each and every leader we wish to, and let us really cast our vote. All this will come to pass. And maybe after this set of politicians, I'm very sure we're going to have brand new sets. Like my friend here sitting down. I hope he's going to contest again.
Now we'll come to Folorunso. This time around, they both done justice to the need for us to create the right environment for us to politic. They've done justice to that. But to you now, looking at the allegations
from both
sides, of course, against, we'll start with that of Atiku and the whistleblower himself. Michael Achimogwu said he was an aide to Atiku and all of that, and came out with all of these. While I have very close persons that are very close to Michael Achimogwu, very close to him, it's not my position to take a side in all of this.
No, what did they accuse him of? Economic problems. Now, thank you very much, sir. I think my own position is a little bit unique. I am sandwiched between my in-law and my friend. And maybe fortunately, I may be a little bit more political than them. No, my in-law has been speaking like an Englishman. The way he talks about politics, it's not what is reality on case.
It's not talking about it like the begging politician.
Yeah, I'm a begging politician from Yoruba land. I'm an old man. Let me tell you, and my friend Bala, Even anytime I talk on radio, he will always preach nationalism, nation. This thing doesn't work where we come from. And let me tell you, both the Kola Lokmodiyan and the Keyamo, they are from auxiliary Yoruba states.
Yes.
One Delta, one Kogi. In Yoruba land today, my place is hot until after the election. Boiling, because politics in our place is different from other places. So if you hear of a Jagaban army, don't be surprised. It may be true, because there is a conflict between facts and truth now.
Because actually someone came out with a uniform. Just go on.
So what I'm trying to tell you is that in Yoruba land, where we come from, it's not easy. The last Akredolu election I was there, you saw a serving member of House of Rep leading boys to the point that some of us had to run back to our hotel. So what we are saying is that if you look at the allegation against Atiku, it is a little bit smaller, lower, in the sense that it has to do with economic activities like I had. But why this one, which has to do with the security of the nation? So to me, there's a conflict of fact and truth. And I think the security agencies should play their role and make sure that whoever is concerned is brought to book. But for me, I have an advice from my brother, Festus. There's an age you get to in life that you start to drop some of your attack dogism. You understand? For instance, I would look for Folorunso as a grandfather. So there are some things I cannot do now. That's why I will tell people, anybody who thinks there will be trouble after this election is a lie. But none of my children or grandchildren will go and fight for anybody called Jagaban, except Tinubu is the one leading the battalion. You understand?
Yeah.
And nobody will fight for Atiku, except his son Atiku is there leading it. But for some of them to be in Dubai or be in London, thinking that the children of Folorunso will be on the street is a lie. But the truth is that if this thing could be thoroughly investigated, you will see that among these three people that are the leading contestants, one is more desperate than another. And I'm not hiding it. The person that is more desperate than all of them is Tinubu.
Why do you say so?
Thank you very much, Alhaji.
Although it's not my portion to ask you that
yes.
question.
No, it's good. We are friends.
We are all interacting.
We are interacting.
Yes.
Number one is, don't you know the meaning of Emilokun?
It's my turn.
Oh, it's a very desperate language.
I have Yoruba wife.
So, thank you very much. I don't even know.
I don't even know
I'm familiar with Yoruba enough. So now, when you say Emilokun, it means it is my turn. And when you don't get your turn, there are bound to be some innate reactions from you. You understand? And let's for Alhaji Atiku. He has never claimed to be an Emilokun apostle. In 1992, we were with him in Jos when he lost to Abiola, and he was to be made the vice president. But because of the powers that be, they picked King Gibe. In fact, let me tell you, the person who changed was Ochoba. He's still alive. He's our senior in journalism. Yes. He was the one who said, rather than giving to Atiku, let's give to our chairman, Ababa Ghana King Gibe. Atiku went back to his business as usual. So the truth of the matter is Emilokun philosophy is a typification of desperation. So, but to me, I don't think Tinubu can go to the point of having Jagaban army, because number one.
But it's there.
So
I think
I don't think.
Thank you very much. I wanted to say it from
no, I don't think
but
so.
I say let me.
I don't think
It might be
because it will be very difficult for him to see recruits.
Yeah, exactly.
It will be difficult for him.
If
Sunday
what happened?
If Sunday go and try to recruit and was unable to recruit.
What happened really is that I think the youth leader of the party, Dio Israel, was the one that came up with that, dressed in a uniform.
Okay.
Right? And then targets that I think with a number of them dressed in.
But what is the concept?
Yeah, it's to be frank with you, I have no detailed idea of what that is about. But you see, the issue really is that perception is extremely very important, especially when it comes to politics and at this critical time.
Sure.
Then, like he said, if we have been able to, or if we have heard over the last couple of months that a certain individual has positioned himself as the only person who is entitled to that position. So you can see when certain moves being made and people are raising alarm because of the fact that, oh, look, this person is capable of doing anything. That aside, I think we should be able to upgrade our conversation about this political season. The citizens of this country are desperate for change, something that works. You know,
I prefer that word, something that works, not change.
Yeah.
When you talk of change, who are you changing?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Who is changing who?
Because if I should concur with him as to something that works, because I know you as a
both of them are in politics
as an apostle of Baba Buhari.
Yeah.
Does it mean the Buhari government is not working?
No, Buhari is working, but working for you to work, we need somebody to continue working. He has done his part.
Let
me tell you something. There is no country in the whole world. In fact, the current president of if I tell you that South Korea is facing problem of unemployment, you may not agree with me. Unemployment in South Korea, despite their high tech, despite Samsung alone may turn over more than Nigerian army. But you can still imagine that despite their population, there are a lot of unemployed people. There will never be a time whereby a president will come and has nothing to work with. The most important thing, when during your time did you work?
Right.
If you work fine, next time there are other work to do. But for me, it is Atiku. You have to say it. Yes. For me, Atiku is more desperate.
No. I
lie you now. Let me explain.
Let me hear what
this is
why do you say so?
Good, very well.
Is that Tinubu that is more desperate?
You see, if you know Atiku very well, yes, Atiku go to any length to win primary election in his party. And that desperation to win, let me finish. That desperation that made him to win, which of course I cannot even say it's allocation, use of money, because we have seen money being, displayed by those people who attended the convention. In Kaduna here, we saw somebody who
did you win in Jos? Did you win in Abuja against Bala?
Let me finish.
So you cannot. Did you win against Buhari?
Let him land.
No.
Let him land. You can't say no. You land there. Allow him to land. Then you have your own turn to also respond.
Please. So I need to respond.
He has consistently, ensuring that whatever somebody who always preach power shift or youth coming to election, he always shifted. This power shift or youth coming to power must happen after he has done his own. Remember, he has been promising so many regions. Each time he went, okay, after him is them. He promised youth, after him is them.
Has it been him?
No, of course, it has never been him. So what I'm telling you, time is when the time passed, he shifted the goalpost again. So the youth and the region will continue to keep waiting until Atiku become president. And one thing I want to, not even Atiku, don't allow anybody in Nigeria to promise you only one time.
No, excuse me, sir.
Of recent, the governor of Nasarawa State made a strong talk when he was first elected that he was, or when he was looking for the first election, that he was going for a second term, almost cursing himself religiously. Now when they're playing the table.
Sorry, sir. Okay, yes, I
remember that.
Studio is not boiling too much.
Hey.
Excuse me, sir.
Let me
come because you have brought the integrity of my principal to bear. You have brought the integrity of my principal to bear. Let me reply you. In 1992, Atiku lost in 1992 in Jos. Heaven did not fall. Atiku lost in Abuja to Goodluck Jonathan. Heaven did not fall. Atiku lost to Baba Buhari in Lagos. In all of these three, I was there. Heaven did not fall. How would you tell him he's a desperado?
His desperation.
No. The most desperate among the three of them is Tinubu. Is Tinubu.
I allow you to finish. His desperation was demonstrated in Port Harcourt. That is what even led to the current crisis in PDP. Because there is one universal concept in Nigerian politics, yes, that if the North do, the South will do. Irrespective of which political party is the son of the South or the North. The North is finishing 8 years now.
Yes.
Automatically, we expect the South. Whether we like it or not, I've been saying it, Mr.
Harris.
Me, I want this rotational presidency to be enshrined into our constitution.
Okay.
So that it will be a constitutional matter.
I think-
Listen, before we, as of
think-
now, before we grow to accept
I didn't-
candidate from any part of the country.
I
Because
think-
that
How has
thing
Atiku betray anybody?
I'm not saying I want
Wike is from
betray.
South
I
South.
didn't say betray.
Okonwa is from South South.
Did I say betray?
So-
PDP should know that for it to get acceptability more, I'm very sure if
PDP is in every house, just like a Japanese.
If PDP have taken a southern candidate,
Electronics.
if PDP have taken a southern candidate, the tension in PDP will have been less.
Is Okonwa from the north?
Okonwa is he the presidential candidate?
I-
Is it not
I-
Okonwa that called for
I-
the
I
meeting
think- I
and he
think-
betrays southerners?
Let Mathias speak now before we open up the phone lines.
I think we should be very circumspect when we are making these analyses.
Yes.
Because I believe that Atiku Abubakar is desperate.
Good.
Atiku Abubakar is desperate to fix this country.
Oh, good.
Atiku Abubakar is desperate to
fix Nigeria.
So why not Tinubu?
See, there.
The desperation of Tinubu is not to fix the country.
No.
You want to fix
It's
less.
to buy more billion guns.
He said
It's to buy more billion guns. The desperation of Tinubu is to buy more billion.
I like your confession. He is desperate.
He has demonstrated his look. I've been
Positive desperation.
I've been asked this question several times. He has shown clearly
Consistency.
that he wants a society that works. And I take this from when Atiku Abubakar was the vice president of Nigeria, that today people are pointing accusing fingers to him. Before, in 1992, the man he just mentioned, Atiku Abubakar contested for president of Nigeria. Look, how much do you think Atiku Abubakar had as an individual at that time? How wealthy do you think he was? So when people say when people are saying that he made his money from government from 1999, that's fallacy.
He came second behind the richest Nigerian.
Like I wanted to say, between 1999 to 2007, the teams that Atiku Abubakar led or headed are performed excellently well. Today, that if Nigeria had sustained that trajectory, by now, as a country, we would have been the ones selling refined petroleum products to the next neighbors we have in African countries. We would have been the ones feeding them with food. We would have been the ones supplying them with furniture. We would have been the ones giving them electricity. A lot of people will say, Atiku Abubakar, I know Musa Bala, you always make reference to $16 billion.
Why would I? It's a confession by himself.
No, let's
It's a confession by Atiku himself.
Let's dissect. Did
Nobody
Atiku Abubakar say, I pocketed $16 billion?
He said they collected money.
Atiku Abubakar collected money,
including him.
No,
but he was unpatriotic enough not even to mention the name.
Well, let us hang that and allow the listeners to call in now, because if we go on with this, they may not have enough time to also make contributions. Okay, 0809 4646 206 is the number to call if you want to add your voice to the conversation this evening, or you can also call 0809 799 1989. That's 0809 4646 or 0809 799 1989 are the numbers to dial to be part of the program this evening. Let's get our first caller this evening. Hello, good evening, welcome to Ground Zero. Hello, good evening, welcome to Ground Zero.
Good evening, Mr. Ehis.
Good evening, you're welcome to the program. What's your name and where are you calling us from? All right, Engineer Emmanuel.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for bringing up this topic you brought. You say it's unfortunate. Census Keyamo, is it the Attorney General of the Federation? Is it the Director of DSS? Is it the Commissioner of Police? Or the IG of Police? Or the chairman of PFCC that is given 75 hours or 75 words to arrest President candidate of PDP. And he forgot his own principal officer, Tinubu. Since he has an allegation on his head, the person that blows that whistle, where was the person in 1999 when he was the vice president? When he was contesting, all this while he was contesting, why didn't he blow the whistle? Why is it at this point in time? You know, we should do things at the appropriate time, not at this point in time to like try to manage his image. I don't want to support corruption because somebody in your studio will say I'm a supporter of corruption. But when we see the reality, now the both of them, the Atiku and Tinubu, are they not being alleged? Tinubu pocket Lagos. Tinubu during the election, there are 2 billion Bala in his compound. Do you remember the taxpayers' money? The man he brought, the diverted money and all allegations went to Tinubu. So there are a lot of allegations against Tinubu. So
all right.
They ask for the arrest of Tinubu. Why Atiku at this point in time? For us, let's have the project called Nigeria. Let's have a leader that will move this country forward. Just like your guest was saying before you opened the line, that Atiku did very well if they have maintained those things he laid out. That by now will become something else,
all right,
greater and whatsoever.
All right, then, Emmanuel.
Under the same administration, why did they call the arrest of the CBN governor that was alleged that he has a hand to
And Emmanuel, you've made your point.
Stamp duty money that everybody could not explain. Why did they call for his arrest?
And Emmanuel, thank you. You've made your point. Let's move on.
We have a free and fair election come 2023.
Amen. All right. Thank you so very much, Engineer Emmanuel. 0809. Okay, let's take this call. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Ground Zero. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Ground Zero.
Good evening, gentlemen in the studio.
Good evening. You're welcome to the program. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
God bless you. This is Mr. Vincent calling from Kaduna.
All right, Mr. Vincent. Let's have your take.
Please, I don't want to get. We, the listeners, we appreciate them very well. That when one contributed his own idea, you should not argue with the next person. Let us hear what they are saying. They are talking to us. They are not talking to themselves. They should understand that we, the Nigerians, we are listening to them, to hear from them, to understand from them, and to pick some things from them. So now, I want them to know that what the two protestants they are saying that this one is. Somebody said that Atiku is more curious to fix Nigeria, good and the fan. And if the other person said that the only contestant that is not too curious to clap the seat is Tinubu. I want them to know that we Nigeria are learning things from them. We are learning every day. We need to listen to them and know how our country is going, how it will go in future. You see APC and BDP. In fact, there is nothing they can tell us that will convince Nigeria to have APC and BDP in mind.
Okay.
That is the good they will have in their mind.
All right.
Nothing they will tell us that will convince us. We are the ones to fix Nigeria, our support and our BDP.
All right.
Let them know that.
Thank you so much. You've made your point. Thank you. You've made your point. Let's take the next call. In fact, everybody has about 60 seconds to make their point so that others will be able to call in. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Ground Zero. Good evening. Welcome to Ground Zero. All right, Awusko, you are welcome to the program. Can you turn down the volume of the radio beside you? It's really giving us a howl back. Hello, Awusko, turn down the volume of the radio there. We may have to let you go. Sorry, we may have to let you go. Sorry, Awusko. Let me re-emphasize again. You cannot listen to the radio and call at the same time. There is a time shift between what is coming from the radio and what you're hearing on the phone. And the hardback that we get is making listening very unpleasant. Please, I want to beg of you, once you pick your call, switch off the radio or walk very far away from the radio. If I get the hardback, sorry, I may have to end the call. All right, let's pick this call. Hello, good evening, welcome to Ground Zero.
Hello.
Hello, good evening, welcome to the program. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
Hello, good evening, Mr. Ehis. This is Ibrahim calling from Kaduna.
All right, Ibrahim from Kaduna.
You see, this is very, very interesting to the start of this conversation this evening. You see, I would like to start with the both contestants, the three gladiators. When you ask to say that, yes, who is more desperate among them? All the three of them are more desperate. But there must be one that is really champion. Is the candidate of the PDP that I'm not mistaken. With all due respect, I would like to say that, yes, desperate or not desperate, it is only the electorate that will elect who is going to be our next leader. But they should take it easy. Let them take it easy within themselves. Because the counter accusation, the accusation that is going on with it is giving us serious headache with the electorate. And we want people to settle down. Let them calm down. Take this thing easy. Even in the among the best over there as well. Look at what is going on there. So everybody has.
All right. Thank you. And keep it to yourself. You know who will be? Keep it to yourself. Let's take the next call. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Ground Zero. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
Hello, good evening, sir. I'm from the from Kaduna.
All right, Comrade Gabriel, let's have your take.
Because if the accusation of by the two political parties agreeing themselves that this man must be arrested, I think that's not an issue at all. Because the man who came today in protective has said it all. If there's anybody that's going to be arrested, it should be done. You should stop people to the party. Because if you tell Nigeria what their party is going to do, not to tell us that everybody should be arrested. Today, as I'm speaking to you, even Mathias, is being imported from India. Why? So let them make sure, tell us how the government is going to run, how with all the good jobs on the ground, unemployment, insecurity, how they are going to stop it, not to say that for me, if there's anybody who's going to be arrested, the two people for PDP, APC, and our second Musa, Bala, my mentor. Thank you for speaking the penalty speech. God bless you, sir.
All right, thank you so much, Comrade Gabriel.
Thank you very much.
All right, hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Ground Zero.
Hello.
Hello, good evening. Welcome to Ground Zero.
Yeah, please. We are going to Chief Sebastian from Marabarido.
All right, Chief Sebastian from Marabarido. Quickly, let's have your take in 1 minute.
Okay, thank you. Well, my other opinion is that we don't like all the type of allegations that are coming up at this critical time. The BBHS should be very mindful of the person bringing all this type of allegations. Hello?
We are listening to you. Speak on.
Hello?
Speak on. We are listening to you.
I said we are all ready to cast our vote. So, should stop allegations and the counter allegations on the presidential. Let us stop it. We don't like it here in Nigeria. To bring Katakata, don't want Katakata.
All right.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so very much. Let's take this call now. Hello. Hello, good evening. Welcome to Ground Zero.
I have called almost all the number you people were not picking.
The lines were busy. The lines were busy. That's the reason why.
Well, I am Kinafa.
All right, Kinafa, you are welcome to the program.
It has been long that I participated in this platform, but recently I just had a change of mind to call in. I have forwarded a video to you in respect of what you people are discussing today.
Yes, I saw the video, and if time permits us, we may round it up. Just that the video is long, 26 minutes.
So you see, what we are saying is that we should be aware of Nigerian politicians that are desperate for leadership, not the country at heart. Because this revelation, if it happens to be true, and with what is happening, I think Nigeria is about to get into some wrong hands from the other parties. That is why we have been calling that each of the parties, or each of the candidates of the presidential candidates should tell us what he or she has done, a footstep that he or she left behind in where he or she held an office. So I think with this revelation and more are coming, I think Nigeria will know the best candidate to choose, which will be our candidate, Bala Ahmed Tinubu, by the special grace of God. Thank you, and God bless you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Kinapa. Always know your turn to talk. We are still taking calls. 08094646206. Hello, good evening. You're welcome to Ground Zero.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
I'm Kelvin calling from Mando.
Say again.
I'm Kelvin calling from Mando.
All right, Kelvin. Let's have your take quickly in 1 minute.
First and foremost, I want to say, whosoever have the goodwill of Nigeria shouldn't be talking about either Tinubu or Atiku, because first and foremost, Atiku doesn't live in Nigeria. He's in Dubai, except to go for election. Same thing with Tinubu. And if you are going to say that one, that's by the vessels Keyamo or whatsoever is doesn't have power. Who is he? He's been paid by the taxpayers' money. He doesn't have anything to tell the nation for arrest or whatsoever. But what I want to say is this: both people, both APC and PDP, they support the country, they support the nation. So they should just give chance for other people to vote or to come in and come and repair the country. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so very much. Let's see. Let's come to the studio. But meanwhile, for those that want to still get across to us, you can go to our various social media handles, because the conversation definitely will go on even after the program. It is Procyon Radio TV with the handle Procyon RTV, Procyon RTV, Procyon RTV. That's the unified social media handle, be it on TikTok, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram. All of the handles is Procyon RTV. Go there, drop your conversation. Meanwhile, also go there now. You will see the picture of Israel dressed in the Jagaban regalia. It's right there. And immediately after this conversation, you would also see the video of the press conference held by Festus Keyamo. But meanwhile, let's come to the studio and talk about, give our parting shots on the program today. Maybe in 1 minute each. Everybody crystallize whatever you want to say in 1 minute each. I'll start from Mathias, Tsado.
Well, I think as usual, everyone have made their comments. The last caller said something very interesting, that if you love Nigeria, you should not be talking about PDP or APC. That is his opinion. That is entitled to it. I'm a member of a political party. Yeah. I believe in building a structure. I believe in belonging to a structure right from the grassroots up. And I believe that Nigerians today are yearning for a system that works, a leadership, a government that works for them. I believe that the People's Democratic Party has presented the most experienced, the most competent, the person with the capacity to be able to transform this country, the one that has the experience the political experience at the highest level, the business experience at the highest level. The combination of those two, I believe, will give birth to the Nigeria that we're dreaming of.
Musa, Bala?
Well, it's so sad that the candidate of PDP, or PDP itself, that ruled this country for 16 years, they are not campaigning with any of their achievement on ground. But rather be chasing shadows. I had expected them to say during our 16 years, people have done this for Nigeria. See, the project we have done is working now. See, this project is working now. Just the way APC can boast of saying that the most dream second Niger bridge since 1960.
After creating 133 million.
Let me finish. I allow you to finish. We have completed it. Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, we have completed it. And Nigeria is now exporting food. We are self-sufficient. When we took over power, Nigeria is the largest country that import rice. in 2015, but today we are exporting rice. So many rice industries mills were there. We are seeing a lot of things going on. Kaduna Kano Expressway have finished, and there are a lot of other projects still ongoing. You see bridges, road, and all these things, and we are seriously recovering from the aftershock of 16 years of PDP that have no single project. I've asked this question several times. Let them mention one project that they have initiated, constructed, and finished that Nigerians are using. Any part of Nigeria, PDP cannot tell me. But the collapse of our industries, the unemployment, the crisis we're having as a result of heavy corruption. Don't forget my watch, written by Obasanjo. Up to now, they've done nothing about it. Instead of them to say that, okay, this is not true and prove it. And also the confession of Atiku too. All these things. So we are not going back to the problem, and I hope the youth of Nigeria will have worked very hard and bring somebody like Agbon, but they are so certain they reduce themselves to vanguard for this, vanguard and that. Tinubu will be sworn in 29 May 2023, and we work toward bringing
Thank you very much for this opportunity. The greatest achievement of PDP was that they domiciled power among the people, within the people. In the days of PDP, when Anini was appointed as chairman of campaign council, he was made to resign. Excuse me, he was made to resign. And that was when Charles Madaki Ali became the substantive minister. But today, you appointed somebody called Keyamo, who is enjoying the taxpayers' money. As you can see, in this APC government, there is no power to the people at all. So the greatest achievement of PDP in life was domiciling power among the people. Number one. Excuse me. Number two. Let's go to the issue of desperation. No, I know I have 1 minute. I know I have 1 minute, but now I've just spent 20 seconds. Please. No. Number one. When Atiku contested in 1992, he contested against the richest man in Nigeria. He came second. In Abuja, he contested against sitting president Jonathan. He came second. He contested against the most popular Nigerian, Buhari came second. Now he contested against a governor of a single state. And you are telling me he's desperate. Why must he not come first? For God's sake.
Well, you have already brought your point. And we must round up the program now. And sincerely want to appreciate everybody that was part of this. I start first, before I forget, to appreciate Mercy Ofuya, who connected us to Invicta FM. I want to say a very big thank you to the production and research team right here at the Procyon Media Center, starting from Agbon, who put us in the pictures and mixed all the videos and everything that you've seen, to Grace Adebayo, who took part in the research, and not forgetting Nifemi Onibiyo, who is also putting everything together, and of course, partly managing the social media, and of course, ProcyonNews.com. Everything you see on ProcyonNews.com. A big thanks to Nifemi Onibiyo. And also in-house, I want to appreciate Samuel Johanna, who came in extremely very late. So we couldn't just have him in front of the camera. And to my guest, so Mathias Tsado, thank you so much for having time to be on Ground Zero. Folorunso, I appreciate you.
Thank you.
And so Musa, Bala.
Matthias, why are you not contesting?
He contested before.
Yes.
Why have you not contested?
Most importantly, before we round up, I want to appreciate the production manager today in the person of Sarah Agbon for making sure that everything is just on point. Even before, during, and after the program. That's the shit that must be obeyed at all times. All right. My name is Ehis Agbon. Call me the peacemaker. Plant a tree today, water it and watch it grow. May the good mighty Lord bless and keep us all. So we'll just go over to the press conference by Keyamo and listen to part of it as we round up the program this evening. All right, let's take it now.
Civil prosecution of Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. Gentlemen of the press, these are the facts of this matter. For about a week now, Nigerians have been in deep shock.
And it is with that we sign off from Invicta FM. And for those of us listening to us on Invicta FM, even as you sign off, you can still go to www.procyonnews.com and continue to listen to the conversation right here on the program Ground Zero. Until on Friday, we'll be on again for a fresh package of the program Ground Zero right here on Procyon News and Procyon Media, of course, and of course Procyon Radio and Television. You just keep the flag burning. Like Musa Bala would say, Nigeria is greater than any single individual. I told that line today too.
2007.